guys, thanks for tuning into the iTip Report. My name is Iveriani. Hope all is well with you. So today, really briefly, I want to talk about my experience of going to the legendary Little Brother final curtain call show. I'm actually surprised. Anyway, if you're not familiar with Little Brother, they are a legendary hip-hop group, one of my favorites. It's been around for 20 plus years. Initially, they started off with producer Ninth Wonder, rapper Big Pooh, and Fonte. Unfortunately, like some groups, they break up, come back together, make amends. In this situation, it was a little bit different. Ninth stepped to the side, Fonte and Pooh made amends and came back together, which I appreciate. And they have been putting out hits and classics for years and years. They are based out of the Raleigh-Durham area, the Triangle area as they call. It's so ironic because they went to HBCU, which was Central. I went to St. Aug. At that time it was St. Aug College, now it's St. Aug University. Shouts to the Falcons. And we have some of the same friends, but we haven't, initially back then, didn't cross until probably throughout the years. But nevertheless, found out that they were doing their final tour. I was trying to do the math with that because I know I am slightly older than them by a few years. And I was like, wait a minute, why are they doing a final tour? They are legends. And I'm not saying you can't just stop at your high point, but they're really, really good. And I was like, what? You know? But nevertheless, I saw Pooh, he did do a video on Instagram talking about why they're doing the final tour, like stop touring and stuff like that, percentages. I guess probably just the shenanigans of everything with promoters, venues, and all of that. Which, you know me, in the back of my mind at management, I always find a will of the way. You know, sometimes you can cut out the middleman. But nevertheless, so I said, okay, I'm going to definitely go to the show because last year I missed it. I know they came to New York last year and the joint was sold out. Their shows have been selling out for the past few years, which I appreciate that because they are independent artists. I promote independent artists and I salute them for that, and to do shows, especially like in New York and big cities, or not just New York, different big cities, and just sell out. So I found out they was going to be in New York at the Brooklyn Bowl, my hometown Brooklyn. So I was excited about that. August 1st, which just passed. So I was like, yo, what a epic way to start off August. And I'm going to tell you, I did. So the doors opened at 6. I think the performance was supposed to be 8. Yeah, I think 8 or 9, if I'm not mistaken. But nevertheless, some arrival errors. They didn't get there on time. You know, New York is very traffic, especially on a Friday, 5 o'clock traffic, all of that, and airport stuff. So when me and my husband, we got there, it was completely packed. Like, it was packed to the T. And it wasn't just, you know, when you go to hip hop shows, I'm just telling you from my standpoint, it's always dudes, you know. I would tell you, I probably have a handful, like female, like probably one that I know of. 1 or 2. Yeah, 2. I would say 2 that I know of, where they're gonna like the same type of music I'm into, as far as Little Brother or Griselda or Mick Jenkins, like so many, like women in the hip hop. So it's like when you go to these hip hop shows, it's usually all men, you know. So in this situation, it was a mixture of men and women, and I appreciate that. So shout out to you. If you went to the New York show, August 1st, Brooklyn Bowl, shout outs to you, because the ratio was even. It was lit. People were respectful, and it was packed. And then when we got there, after we've been there for like an hour, as a standing crowd, we found out that show was sold out. So I felt very appreciative and special to be able, because usually either I get passes or just buy the tickets and support the artist. I have no problems with that, you know. So we got there, packed, waiting, and finally the DJ came out. I should have got his name. The DJ came out and he was like, "What's up? You know, we almost didn't get here due to cancellation, almost flight cancellations." And I was like, oh my goodness, you know. So I'm thinking I'm thinking on management point, you know, because my thoughts is like, I got chewed out. I remember for getting my artists to events on time, and I just made sure they got there. And sometimes my flights will be delayed, you know, but I always make sure my artists get there. But overall, I was thinking like, yo, anybody like promoter venues, if you hear this, please try not, and this is me talking from the side, and try not to book your artists to come in the day of the show, because anything can happen. The flight can get canceled, delays, the artist missed a flight, all types of stuff. So I personally know I don't do that. I'll try to book the day before or 2 days before, so you can get the artist to have some relaxation time, a little bit of downtime or whatever, or even if they're gonna do a meet and greet somewhere before they even do a show at the venue. That's just me. But no, nevertheless, right? So they got there. So the DJ got there. He was playing some Steller. He was playing some Madlib. He was playing a lot of Detroit. It was dope. But then, you know, people were like, I'm waiting for little brother. And just standing around. Yeah, they happy. They lit. This was a lit crowd. Lovey-dovey crowd. Shout out to all the couples in the crowd. It was just a good crowd. So finally, little brother comes out. They got a lot of energy. They like, yo, we here. You know, they start cranking out the music, the classics. I'm going to tell you, all their albums, I pretty much purchased probably 95% of their albums. My favorite album is Get Back. Get Back, Get Back, and Get Back. I was trying to find Get Back on vinyl. If any of you guys know where I could get, I don't even know if they released it on vinyl. That would be good for Record Store Day if they didn't release it, because I haven't seen it. Like, dear little brother, can y'all re-release or limited edition the Get Back album as well as the other albums for Record Store Day, because I haven't seen that at all. But nevertheless, so they was cranking out all the hits. My favorite from the Get Back album, I mean, they did from each different albums. Dreams, don't keep the lights on. Oh my goodness. Yo, cadence, wonderful. They sound better in person than on the album. I love to go to a dope hip hop show and the artists sound better than the CD and the vinyl and the cassette. I just love it. And that was it for me for Little Brother. They did that song. They did so many songs. As y'all can see, if y'all are interested, y'all can swing over to my shorts. I took the time to videotape it, and you probably can't see them as close as I would like, because sometimes with press and being packed, sometimes you don't get to where you want to be. But let me tell you, the sound quality was great. The lighting was like, oh, bright off the chain. But that show performance for Little Brother was everything. They even did an Al Green performance. I loved it. Yo, the show was fire. You hear me? Then also, so you think about all these tunes. I know they performed over 12 tunes, because I think I have about 3 or 4 more footage to upload sometimes tonight to show you guys. And I'm just like, this is a lot of music. And if you realize, if you go and look at Little Brother, you look at their catalog, is huge. like all the albums, and then on top of that they have separate stuff. I don't think they did any like solo projects, but mainly it was all Little Brother. But yo, it was just everything. People were hyped. People were chanting Little Brother because they had left. I think it was like a little quick break or whatever to come back. They did bring out Joe Scudder, which is a dope MC. I haven't seen him in years, so I was wondering what happened to him. They brought him out. They brought out the singer. Can't think of his name right now, but he was killing it. Like everybody was killing it. It was killing it. So overall, this show to me was a perfect 10. It was a perfect 10. You won't like, and then shout outs to people that wrote in the comments when I started posting the footage. They was like, yo, I didn't even know they was gonna be in town. And unfortunately, I would tell you, usually with like Little Brother shows, and I noticed, and I'm just saying this to let whoever watches as far as promoters and all of that, like yeah, you could promote it on Instagram, but a lot of times you really gotta promote it. And I think with this show, because they have so many admirers and fans, it was word of mouth. So people were saying, I didn't even know they were in town. I would have loved to see that show. So I feel for them, because I'm like, this is supposed to be the last Little Brother show concert in New York, and I'm like, I really hope they changed their mind. I really hope they worked it out, you know. But what I'm going to tell you was, I enjoyed every bit of it. I ran into my music family, people I've known throughout the years, DJs, producers, just music lovers. And then I ran into people that I didn't know that knew me, and I was like, oh, that's dope. So, or they knew of the work that I've done and stuff like that, and they said something, so I appreciate that, and that was heartfelt for me. But I'm gonna tell you, this Little Brother show, you go to the footage, and even if you check out other people's footage, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness. I personally think New York was the lit crowd. We were the lit crowd. Because I did look at the DC show, and they were standing there. I didn't really see people was lit, but they, you know, Little Brother's gonna rock it anyway. They're gonna rock it. But overall, they did so many tunes. So many tunes I remember playing when I moved back to New York in the beginning of their career. That was in like the early 2000s. Yeah, I remember playing those tunes, but I'm going to tell you, Get Back. Get Back is my album. So, the cadence, and then I will tell you also too, Fonte talked about health. He talked about, yeah, this is our tour. It's the final curtain call. You want to bow out gracefully. And then I realized when I actually met up with Pooh after the show, like in the venue area, he said, no, I'm going to be still putting out music. So I realized that Fonte probably is not going to be, I don't know, they're not going to be putting out Little Brother music. I'm just like, what? Like, I would really like to change their mind. I really would. You know, speaking from a management term, I get creative and think of creative ideas to do dope shows where you don't have venues and people want to take a bunch of percent. That's just me. That's just me. But nevertheless, Fonte talked about, you know, just bowing out gracefully at the top, you know, while you still got it. And I appreciate that. But what I do appreciate him saying is being an independent artist and being able to lead, say yes and no on your own terms. I am definitely an advocate of that. You did do a segment talking about that, and I appreciate that. And I just hope that maybe they'll do a pop-up show or something. The show was really, really good. I'm gonna tell you, it's the best show that I've been to in 2025. And I haven't really been to a lot of shows, but it was the best. It was rocking. Like, heads was chanting, LB, little brother. I have to find it. I know I have it. I have to find it, but yeah, they was chanting that. But overall, the tunes, like if you're a little brother admirer fan, you're gonna know they're gonna perform one of your tunes, or if you saw it in my shorts, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is where it's at. So nevertheless, this show, perfect 10. What I will tell you, they were selling merch. They were selling t-shirts. They were selling hats. The hat was fire. They were selling hats. I probably try to see maybe later on down the line I could get the hat online at the merch store, whatever the case is. I was looking for vinyl. That's my little tiny grievances. Not major, but I thought they would have a lot of vinyl because, you know, I love vinyl. I collect vinyl. I haven't did a little, shockingly, but it's so many vinyl reviews I haven't done yet. But I was looking for a little brother vinyl. I was looking for the Get Back. Vinyl before I even came to the show. They were signing, and another thing too, they were signing people vinyl. People were holding up their vinyls in the crowd. Fonte, Pooh, they would get their vinyl and sign it in the middle of the performance. So that's something creative. That's something dope that I like. Also, Fonte, he's one of my favorite MCs. They're both my favorite, but I do love Fonte to the fullest as well. He did like a acapella and he killed it. I think I have to post that too. But yo, yeah, no vinyl. But I saw a lot of fans, admirers walking around with vinyls. And I'm like, where you get that vinyl? And they was like, oh, this is mine. So people were selling, people were bringing their vinyl to get signed. So yeah, so no vinyl, so slightly disappointing with that, but it is what it is. I did get to meet with Pooh. That was pretty interesting and funny. He was cool. We did take a picture. I'm not even going to post it because I realized I had took a picture with Pooh and one of my good friends, DJ Skills, years ago. And then I also took a picture years ago at the legendary Fat Beats with Fonte. Fonte didn't come out. People were disappointed. Yeah. So for me, it was vinyl. And my favorite MC, Fonte, not coming out. I don't know what happened. But people were waiting for him. And he didn't come out. But Pooh came out. But shout outs to both of them. Because overall, they showed up and they showed out. And like I said, this show was 10 out of 10. Dreams gonna keep the lights on, yo. All I can say is, if you got dreams, and this is the same thing Fonte and Pooh was talking about, if you got dreams, you got stuff, do what you got to do, make your dreams happen. But they really promoted health. They also they had a segment talking also about losing weight and stuff like that. And I appreciate that because I feel like artists should talk about that. Keep yourself healthy as an artist. Tell your fans to keep themselves healthy. And I salute Little Brother for doing that. So yes, this show was everything. It made it epic. And I hope that they would change their mind. You know, we need to go to their social media. It's like, listen, change their mind. Get management. Get somebody to help you create or whatever. And come up with something creative where you can make your own money even more. That's just me. That's just my thoughts. But nevertheless, epic show. Salutes to Rapper Big Pooh and Fonte. Y'all killed it. I enjoy it. Y'all can see that I enjoy it because I posted all the footage. And yeah, I'm just appreciative of that. I also want to tell you, that I like to do close-up footage, so forgive me because some of the footage, you can't see them all the way closed, and I usually don't like that. I like to be up and close, but it was a lot of people, press, all of that. So, but it is what it is. Sound quality is everything. Also, I want to say, if you are in any of, if you're in any of, these, what am I looking for? If you're in any of these towns and you want to check out Little Brother, okay, so he was already in New York, Washington, D.C. If anybody saw Little Brother while they was in Washington, D.C., please list in the comments, tell me that story. How was it? Yeah, August 2nd, the next day. Oh, they was commuting. Philadelphia, the next show, August 8th, Philadelphia. After that, August 9th, Atlanta, Georgia. September 13th, Chicago, Illinois. September 19th, Seattle, Washington. September 20th, LA. Shout out to LA. My hometown, my second hometown. October 24th, Raleigh, North Carolina. Somebody in my comments was like, Raleigh needs to be last. I agree with you. Raleigh should be last. And then they have October 27th, Rock the Bell Cruise. October 27th to October 34th. No, so October 34th. My bad. I'm reading too fast. October 27th to October 31st, Rock the Bell Cruise. That should be fire. Yes, support Little Brother. This is a final curtain call. I am sad, but the show was fire in New York. I think we had the best show. So anyway, like this video, comment, let me know your thoughts. And 10 out of 10. This show was phenomenal. Great energy, great cadence, all of that. Also, I want to tell you guys real quick, thank you for helping me reach to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more shorts, more videos. And this is my commentary on Little Brother. Peace, and this is iveriani.